Students, how are you all? Welcome to the class. Students, today we will discuss about the remaining portion of the chapter of chemistry, that is physical and chemical changes. So first is physical changes. Students, those changes in which no new substances are formed, that are called the physical changes. And in chemical changes, new substances are formed. So in physical changes, no new substance is formed, and a physical change is temporary change. A physical change can be easily reversed, and very little energy is either absorbed or evolved in physical changes, and a temporary change in color may takes place in physical changes. Now, different examples of cutting papers and etc., that are of the glowing of bulbs, that are example of the physical changes. And now in chemical changes, that is cooking of food, digestion, that all are the chemical changes. Now next heading is melting of ice and freezing of water. See here, when we heat ice in a beaker, we take some ice in a beaker and we see that ice melt into water, and when this water is freezed, it also converted into ice. So this is a physical change. And next one is boiling of water and condensation of steam, that is also a physical change. So when we boil the water, we see that steam rising from the surface of hot water. Now water is liquid, where here, whereas steam is a gas. Now next one is making of a solution. We take some water in a porcelain dish that is available into the lab, and dissolve some common salt in it. The salt disappears in water and forms a salt solution. So a change has taken place in making salt solution. Let us now heat this porcelain dish containing salt solution on a burner till all the water evaporates. A white powder is left there. That white powder which is left behind in porcelain dish, if we taste this, which powder is this, so we will find that it is common salt. It is the same common salt which we had dissolved in water earlier. This means that no new chemical substances that has been formed. So it is here. So the dissolving of salt in water is a physical change, that is a physical change. And similarly dissolving sugar in water, that is also a physical change. Now next one is chemical change. So those changes in which new substance is formed, and that is irreversible. So chemical changes are also here called the chemical reactions. These chemical changes are also called the chemical reactions. Following things are there: one or more new substances formed in chemical change. A chemical change is a permanent change, and a lot of energy is utilized there, absorbed or emitted. Sound may be produced in chemical change. A change in smell may takes place, or a new smell may be given off in a chemical change. Now next is a permanent change is there. In a chemical change, there may be a permanent change in color, and a gas may be formed in a chemical change. Now some examples of chemical changes are souring of milk, cooking of food, now digestion of food, burning of magnesium remnant, burning of fuels like coal, kerosene, etc. These are examples of chemical changes. Next one is spoilage of food, that is also an example of chemical changes. Here a new substance have been formed in the spoiled food which have foul smell. So the spoilage food is a chemical change. If we cut an apple into slices and keep it aside for some time, we will find that the cut surface of apple acquired a brown color. See here, this acquired a brown color due to the formation of new substance with the action of oxygen. So the change in color of a cut slice keeping in air is due to a chemical change. This is also an example of chemical change. Now this is sufficient for today. Remaining portion of this chapter we will discuss in our next video. Till then, thank you everyone.